Okay, I'll start now. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight's session is supporting hair growth, healthy hair beyond your shampoo and conditioner. Some of the things that you may have left out when looking at getting your hair back to its glorious form, I would say. Okay, so all of us here today are ladies, and Wai Ming, I know you have long hair or shoulder length hair. Melanie, what about you? How long is your hair at the moment?
Because my hair is like not really short, but it's shoulder length.
Shoulder length hair. Okay. So most of the time, I would say while growing up, I noticed that a lot of us, especially as young girls, we always want to have long hair because long hair is always associated with feminine energy. And of course, what we see from advertisements, you see all the girls clipping their hair and it looks so good. So a lot of times, of course, we want to end up with good quality hair, whether you have long flowing hair, whether it is shoulder length, or whether you have a short crop like mine. Basically, we want to be able to sustain good volume, meaning it looks like you have a full head of hair. You want to be able to reduce hair loss, as we call it, because in a day, usually roughly we lose about 50 to 100 strands of hair, right? But there are times during our lifetime, because all of us here are women, we find that going through different stages in life, you are also exposed to a lot more hair loss, and I will go through that as well. So the first thing when we talk about taking care of your health naturally, like I mentioned, the first thing that most people will think of is, maybe my shampoo not correct lah, maybe my conditioner lah, maybe it's my hair color, maybe it's my hair tonic. All this, if I change, then it should be perfect. Okay, but unfortunately, that's just one part of hair care, right? These are the other arms of hair care that we may not have thought of, or we may not have linked it to the current situation we have. So the first thing, no matter what issue you are facing when it comes to your health and wellness, is nutrition. We cannot run away from that because our body is fueled with food that we eat. We cannot fuel our body through any other method at the moment, right? So when we are looking at nutrition, it's not about what you eat, but how nutritious is it to your body to be able to use or utilize that food to build itself. And looking at it from this this point of view, basically even without hair we can survive. I know that because every year I go bald during Thaipusam and I always survive. Hair always grows back. I mean, that's how it always is. And hair is not the most important part of our body function because it's more of an aesthetic, cosmetic kind of function most of the time. Of course, we want to have a good, healthy head of hair, but when we find that when we are not feeding ourselves well, our body sorts of cuts off the supply to all this unnecessary stuff lah, like hair and all that. It's not necessary to keep you alive. The other more important parts that keep you alive is your heart, your breathing, your immune system. All these are priority. So you find that when you're not eating well, you're not giving your body enough nutrition, your hair will start to show, it will start to suffer. Number two is stress management. Like it or not, we cannot eliminate stress. Stress is part of our life. Stress is good to a certain extent. It can be detrimental on the other extreme. So this is another part of management I'm going to share a little bit about. The products, as I mentioned, the shampoo, the conditioner, and whatever else you use for your hair. The habits that you may have, you may not be aware, certain habits that could cause your hair to shed even more than it should. Hormones, especially as women, we are more hormonal than men. it's always a very delicate balance that our body is trying to maintain when it comes to hormones. And as women, because we go through different stages in life, unlike men, we go through the menstrual phase, we go through the pregnancy phase, we go through the perimenopause stage, and further on the menopausal stage as well. So all this affects the quality of your hair at the same time. And finally, this is another one that most people don't think of. It's the quality of sleep. So for those of you who are skimping on sleep and saying that, oh, I can still manage by sleeping late most of the time, your hair quality will also show that aspect as well, right? So looking at nutrition, it's not about the food that you eat, but it's the quality of the food that you put into your mouth. Because your body doesn't look at it as just food that goes in. It wants to know whether this stuff that goes into your mouth can be used to rebuild itself, can be used to regenerate itself. So when we're looking at hair, skin, nails, the whole system, it's always about eating nutritious food. And it goes beyond certain groups. It has to encompass your fats, your proteins, your carbs, your vitamins and minerals. You see, in today's modern foods that we eat lah, a lot of the time it's processed food. If you don't believe you, if you feel that, hey, I always eat natural food, most of the time it's good food, you can start a food diary. Okay, write down all the things that you eat in a day. You just try to write down for 1 or 2 weeks, even the snacks, even the tidbits, whatever beverage, anything that passes through your mouth, you write down. You will find at the end of 1 week how many things there are actually processed. It's not as natural as you think they are, right? So minerals and vitamins are stuff that is not really there much in our processed food. Okay, we're looking at nuts and seeds. I'm not sure how many people eat nuts and seeds these days, except for the exceptional sprinkle on maybe your ice cream ka or your cake ka. You know, nuts and seeds, good fish. And again, these days, so many things are expensive. We have to balance our budget to see what we can afford to eat and what we have to cut down on. But when it comes to wellness overall, whether it's your hair or not, food is a priority. So make sure that you do not skim too much on good quality food. The fruits, the vegetables, all in good balance are there to give you the kind of nourishment your whole body needs. Whether or not you have hair is another thing, right? So this one, please do not skip. Look into it deeply. Your carbonated drinks, anything that is not natural, I would call it. The best drink in the world is still plain water. All those caffeinated drinks, highly sugared drinks, all those they are not nourishment to your body at all, right? So nutrition is one arm of hair management. Number two is the stress management. Like it or not, we cannot eliminate stress. Stress is there on a daily basis. Stress is the one that wakes us up in the morning. If there's no stress, we'll be lying down until 11 a.m. in the bed, kan? No need to wake up lah. The stress of waking up is, hey, I've got a family to feed. I've got children to send to school. Well, that's my stress that wakes me up. Hey, I got to wake up, man. I got kids to feed, children to send to school, food to prepare, in-laws to look after, work to be done. Okay, all these are things that keeps us going. But when it becomes uncontrolled, it becomes too much to handle. It becomes overwhelming. You find that stress will affect your hair quality. Have you ever noticed, just think back, the times when you were under a lot of stress, maybe you were a student at that time, college ka, university ka, or you just started work as a young adult, working beyond the time that is you're supposed to, overworking, or any of the moments in your life where it was a very difficult, stressful situation. Maybe it could be due to family illness or other things. Okay, think back. That is the time you probably find that you have more strands of hair falling down when you put your hand through your hair, you find that a lot more strands coming out because stress affects hair quality. So how do we manage this stress? Number one is exercise. Exercise is not just about um, body weight, a certain weight, or whatever body shape you want to be. Exercise is proven to help with health of your hair besides your whole body because it supports blood circulation throughout the system. You sweat, you release those stressful emotions or energies as well. It's a natural stress relief. When you exercise, after exercise, how many of you feel bad? If you feel bad after exercise, you're not doing the correct exercise for yourself. Usually after you exercise, you feel good, you feel calm, you feel relaxed, you feel high because you have all those endorphins circulating in your body. You feel happy, right? Exercise doesn't just mean going for a run or going for a swim. Even yoga is an exercise. There are certain asanas or certain poses that have been shown to support healthy hair growth. You can look it up. Okay, these are the poses that can help because it increases blood circulation to the parts of the brain. Of course, when we look at hair growth and hair loss, it's not an immediate thing lah. Not in 1 month you nampak your hair lebat and all that. It takes at least 3 months to see improvement when it comes to hair quality. Second part of stress management is self-care, which is a very difficult thing. It's easier said than done for most of us women, especially if you're a mother and you're also having family to look after, because most of the time you put yourself at the back burner. So my advice is to put yourself first. If you can wake up earlier in the morning, maybe it's half an hour earlier in the morning for yourself. You want to do something for yourself, maybe you'd like to, I don't know, maybe journal, maybe read, maybe meditate, maybe pray, or just have some quiet time before the world starts spinning. Do that. It's important. In between your day, try to take just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Let's say you've woken up early and it's almost lunchtime and you're done with lunch. Sit quietly for about 5 minutes. Just take a breather. No handphones, nothing at all. Just be by yourself and be alone and be present, just to collect your thoughts, just to be here. You can do that easily. If you find that your mind is always everywhere but here, then you can use essential oils because these are powerful plant essences that the moment you inhale it from the bottle, your mind cannot wander. It comes back here because the attention is here. It goes through your subconscious without your conscious being able to filter. It's already inhaling it through. So it's very easy. Journaling is another way of managing stress. If you are not into journaling, you may want to start just a little bit here and there. You find that whatever that's worrying you or you're angry about or you're disappointed about gets written out and it gets out of your system effectively. Essential oils, I will share more about that later. Taking up a hobby, many a times we lose the hobby because we are so busy doing other things for others, right? And then we go, what hobby is that I used to have, kan? So time to relook into things that spark joy in you. It could be whatever that sparks joy with you. It could be, going out into nature, gardening, reading, music, dance, art, whatever. Just make sure that you are happy in that time, filling your cup first, right? So stress is there. Hair care habits. Okay, in this hot and humid weather, I would highly encourage everyone to wash their hair daily lah. Okay, because whether you stay at home or if you stay at home and say I don't go out at all, therefore I don't need to wash my hair, you still do because you sweat, you perspire, your scalp releases sebum, oil, and sometimes when it becomes in excess, it sort of clogs the pores. So for our weather, for our climate, it's always good to shampoo your hair daily to clean the skin. There are so many people who tell me, Kavitha, you go bald once a year, so that means you save on shampoo lah. You don't need to wash your hair. Actually, I do. I still wash my scalp, even though I don't visibly have hair there, it takes time to start growing, kan? And I can actually see it growing half an inch every month. It's quite a nice journey to document. I still wash my scalp with shampoo because there is still oil, there is still grime, there is still dirt, there is still sweat, and it's good to just wash. Okay, conditioner if necessary. If you have long hair, conditioner is meant to be applied from your ear and below. There are some people who rub their conditioner into the scalp, and that clogs your pores, your follicles. When your follicles are clogged, more likely your hair will fall out. Premature hair fall will happen. So please be careful when you use your conditioner. Appropriate size of comb when your hair is wet and you have a lot of hair. You've got to be able to find those white tooth combs, we call it, to be able to just comb through. Okay, because when your hair is wet, it's quite fragile. If you pull, it will break, right? So these are important. Overstyling, your tendency to curl, to flatten, to straighten, to color, all these affects your hair quality as well, because extreme heat, a lot of chemicals, prolonged usage of all these items will cause hair damage. Trichotillomania, this is a sort of we would call it a diagnosis, a medical diagnosis, where hair falls, the tendency to pull your hair out. Okay, there are some people, you find that those who are under a lot of stress, especially young girls, they have the tendency to pull their hair. Okay, I know of some parents who have come to me because they noticed that, especially during the pandemic, our children are under a lot of stress. So this is one of the symptoms where you find that their hair is falling off, or you can see that they are pulling their hair out without them noticing it. It is a sign. It means that they are under a lot of stress. Something needs to be done. Okay, there are also other issues pertaining to hair loss. It could be autoimmune, which is something we can manage if you look into the other arms of wellness, because autoimmune is on the rise, especially as for women, I would say, whether it is skin, whether it is bone, whether it's other issues, a lot of lifestyle stuff that is out of balance causes autoimmune, especially now. I find these few years a lot of cases of autoimmune among young women, I would say, right? Sun protection, if you're always out in the sun, especially in our country where UV rays are very harsh, you find that overexposure will weaken the strength of your hair as well. And of course, if you have got long hair and you find that split ends are coming up, it's always good to trim and maintain your hair regularly as well. This will save you quite a bit. Okay, now looking into the products that we use, because this is the first thing we look out for when we want to support hair. Shampoo and conditioner, first thing you change, right? So these are some of the ingredients. It's not comprehensive, that these are some of the ingredients in common over-the-counter products, shampoos and conditioners. You may want to read up on all these ingredients. Of course, once you use them, it's not you use it once, you're using it every day. And as women, studies show that we use at least 10 different products a day from top to toe. And each product, if you look at it, contains about 10 ingredients, 10 chemicals inside. So 10 times 10 is about 100 different chemicals a day. As women, you expose yourself to. So it's good to start learning to read ingredients. It's not easy because you see the name, you can't even pronounce, you don't even understand. But we live in an era where there's Mr. Google. You can always Google that ingredient out, even if you don't know what it is. See what it is actually, why is it there, and is it supposed to be beneficial or not. This takes some time, this takes some effort to look into, right? So when you look at doTERRA products, doTERRA also carries a natural shampoo and a conditioner. But I would like to mention that this product is not meant for all kinds of hair type, right? This is more for normal scalp, I would say. If you have got oily scalp, or you have got more of uh, problematic scalp, then this may not be suitable for you. So for normal people, normal hair, normal scalp, this is something that they can use. It's quite natural in ingredients. The shampoo and conditioner is there. And at the same time, they also have a healthy whole glaze. This glaze is for those flyaway hairs, like those who have got like short hair like me. Kadang-kadang we don't want to use hair gel, because hair gel, if you look at it, also plenty of chemicals. So I don't even use hair gel these days. Root to tip serum, if you find that you have got long hair, this one is quite good, especially for those with long hair and you find that hair loss is there, or you just like to pat down those flyaways that come across when you are styling your hair. This can be used effectively. Now, looking at essential oils and how you can use essential oils to support your hair care. When I started using essential oils 8 years ago, I'm a pharmacist by profession. For the past 20 years, root to tip serum is best, especially for those with long hair. I noticed that they tell me some after using found that hair loss was less, even though it's not meant for hair loss, but because it's a good product, they found that they have less hair loss, which I think is good, right? So I started using essential oils 8 years ago, and mainly I was not using it for hair. I was using it for my son, because he is my youngest one, is a cancer survivor. So 2.5 years after chemotherapy and getting back into the world, he was diagnosed at a very young age of 16 months as a baby. 2.5 years of chemotherapy, coming out into the world with quite a broken immune system. Everything was not quite how it should be. So in my quest to support healing, because I knew that to heal, we needed to do more. I needed to do more. And it means that I had to learn more. Only when I learn more, I read more, I can do more. Okay, that's how it always is. And for a mother, I would say anything that affects the child, the mother is the first one to jump into the bandwagon and start doing whatever that is required. So that's what I did. So looking at the industry of the essential oil 8 years ago and even now, these are the categories that are available. Not all oils you see in bottles are essential oils. Some are synthetic and therefore they are not essential oils. They are fragrances. You find them in the cheapest form because they are made in a lab, chemically synthesized. You find them in a lot of times in your shampoo, your body wash. How would you know it's essential oil or not? When you look at the ingredients, you turn the bottle around, you look at the ingredient, it was a perfume. Okay, these it means that it's a synthetic aroma, a fragrance. Now the word fragrance behind the bottle does not mean it's just one aroma. It could be so many things bundled together and just put as fragrance, right? Now we know that all these fragrances, SLS, paraben, petroleum byproduct, whatever not in those products that you use, compounded effect is there on your body. It's not now that you see it. It's 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road that you see a chronic issue pop up, especially for women, because again, we use a lot more products than our male counterpart, right? So please be very careful with whatever you use. Is sikit-sikit lama-lama jadi bukit kind of concept exactly happening the way it is, right? So please be very careful with what you put on your skin. 70% of what you apply on your skin, on your scalp, goes into your system, whether you like it or not, all right? So the second grade is the food grade, which goes into our food. The third grade is the therapeutic grade. Therapeutic means when you use them, you find that you have some benefit, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, whether it's mental, it's there. Now, the fourth grade comes in is where doTERRA steps in, because in the industry of essential oil, there is no governing body that looks into quality. Anybody can come out with a bottle of essential oil, including you and me, and label pure essential oil and sell it. Nobody's going to check. Okay, as a consumer, it's up to you to decide whether you want to buy it or not. So what are the criteria? I'm going to go through it later. doTERRA came up with their own branding, I would say their own quality control, which is called certified pure therapeutic grade, or also known as certified pure tested grade. This is important because they wanted to distinguish and to help consumers, to give them that validation, to give them that assurance that the bottle of essential oil they are using is absolutely pure. Because if you buy oils that are adulterated, that are not pure, that are synthetic, you are not going to derive the benefit. Number one, that's fine. Number two, you're adding on toxins to your system, whether you like it or not. Like I mentioned, 70% of what you inhale, what you apply, goes into your system. And it's not just you, it's going to affect your children and your whole family as well. So this is very important. When you're going to consider buying essential oils from anyone, these are few things that you need to look into, right? Is the company that's producing the oils for you, do they have expertise? Do they know what goes on with the whole chain, distillation, the equipment used? Is it a company that has published research on essential oil in a scientific journal? Not just have a brand of essential oil there for you to buy, but do they research these things, or are they just giving you something to buy and take home and use lah? Okay, takes clinical approach. Is it science-based? Important for me. It's important because I wanted to assure myself and my family that 10 years down the road, I don't find out, hey, this one got all this side effect lah. I'm a pharmacist. I know a lot of medications have that. I've lived through product recalls, so I know what that's like, right? Personally involved in farming process and inspection, verifies purity and the testing facilities, right? We want to know the bottle of oil you're holding pure or not. How to know? Do other companies give you the test results? Some may not, but you need to ask because you are the one using it. Transparency in sharing the test result. Oh, I've done the test, but I cannot show you the result. It's a secret. Would you buy that brand of oil? Right? Please ask this question. Organic. Some tell me, oh, this oil, this brand is organic, you know. Well, the term organic is quite loose. There are lots of other things that go into play besides organic. Even if you look at organic skincare, okay, maybe 1 or 2% of the ingredients may be certified organic, but the other ingredients, you may find that there are still red flags over there. It's not easy being a consumer in this modern age. Okay, so looking at doTERRA oils, they come from all over the world. It's so difficult, right, to go all over the globe to get an essential oil to sell. Why not just get a plot of land somewhere? You plant like everything you want, then you distill and you sell. It's so easy. But we know for a fact that science shows that plants that grow naturally in abundance, where God put them, has a different profile of chemistry. Okay, for example, we know durian kan? We all eat durian, we're all Malaysians. Balik Pulau Durian, I'm from Penang. Balik Pulau Durian is very famous. So we find that certain months, everybody comes to Penang just to makan durian, okay? So if you find that Balik Pulau Durian has this distinctive taste, aroma, and you find that other parts of Malaysia have its own durians as well. If you decide to take this durian seed from Balik Pulau, say I don't want to travel to Penang lah, I want to tanam sendiri lah, okay? You go and tanam somewhere. Maybe you go to Australia and tanam, okay? And then you see, hey, how come the fruit doesn't taste the same? It's the weather, the soil, the chemistry, the temperature, everything is different. So you find that selected plants grow so well in different parts of the world. That's how it is. Another easy example is lavender. Lavender essential oil is the most common essential oil used by anyone who buys essential oil. Everybody knows lavender. But doTERRA lavender, it comes from France. Why do they go all the way to France instead of just buying it, growing it somewhere else? They found that the samples of lavender, when they've taken samples all around the globe, the selected species as well. Lavender also got sister, brother, and all that. This one is lavender angustifolia. That's the particular species. when they researched the chemistry of the essential oil, they found that this particular ingredient is called linalool. Linalool is what gives you that calming feeling when you use lavender at night, when you want to have good sleep, or you want to soothe that irritation on your skin from a sunburn. This particular ingredient is highest in lavender angustifolia found in that particular area in France. So doTERRA goes there to work with the farmers who have been getting lavender, who have been planting, who have been growing, who know lavender like the back of their hand. These are people who are, in that industry for generations. Probably you find that a lot of the oils in doTERRA, they are all from different parts of the world, that the growers have been doing this for generations. It sort of runs in their blood, right? So the oils are coming from there. If you look at lemongrass, which is our backyard plant, kan serai, doTERRA lemongrass comes from India, because the Indian lemongrass has selected percentages of chemistry that is highest than anywhere else in the world. Okay, so this is why when you buy doTERRA oils, you get the most potent form of plant essence in a bottle. Potency is one thing. Okay, fine, you go all over the world and get the oil. How do we know this is pure or not? Maybe halfway you decide to put some other thing inside, or you dilute it. We don't know. Am I right? So you see, the process of getting the oils, the distillation to the final product, is quite tedious. And every batch of doTERRA essential oil goes through not one, not two, not three tests, 40 over tests per batch. 40 tests per batch to ensure that it is of the highest quality before it reaches your home. Okay, now where is the purity test? I want to know my oils are pure or not, right? So every bottle that you buy, at the base of the bottle, there is a 7-digit batch number for the single essential oils, right? So you want to get the purity test. You want to see for yourself, you can go to this website, www.sourcedew.com. You can key in the 7-digit batch number and you will get a GCMS test result. Now, this GCMS test result is just one test. It is the minimum requirement for any essential oil company to perform this test. And it should be made public if they find that they say that, oh, my oils are pure, and therefore I would like to see your GCMS test result. They should be able to supply it to you. This GCMS test is not just done in-house. It is done third party. Third party means not associated with doTERRA. They send it to a third party lab called APRC, and that is the result that you see online. Okay, that's how transparent they are with the quality of the essential oils. Now, how are we going to use essential oils for hair? You see, in the world, not all plants produce essential oil, even though we know it's produced by the plant, but only 10% of plants in the world produce essential oil. Number one, because it takes a lot of energy to produce essential oil. Number two, they're using it mainly for their defense, to heal, to ward off predators. Okay, so can you imagine if you're holding a bottle of lemon essential oil? Lemon is very common. Okay, it takes about 50 lemon rinds, 50 lemon rinds, to get a bottle of 15 ml doTERRA lemon essential oil, which is approximately 250 drops. So can you see the quantity of raw material taken to just give you that small bottle? It's a lot of raw material. And this is why when you look at a bottle of fragrance oil, you get, oh, 10 ringgit lemon oil, come on. And here you are, 60 ringgit lemon oil. Can you see the difference? One is a fragrance and one is a pure essential oil. Okay, it's a whole world of difference. So looking at the kind of hair that you have, these are some of the oils that you can use in your current hair care routine. If you're having dry hair, you can use oils like lemongrass, lavender, and clary sage, right? So you can combine them in a carrier oil. A carrier oil is any vegetable oil. You may use fractionated coconut oil, or you can use argan oil if you have. Whatever carrier oil you think is suitable, you can mix it up and leave it on your hair and scalp. It'll be like a treatment lah, huh? And then 10 minutes and you can lather and shampoo off, right? So there's dry hair, there's oily hair, and there's also fine hair. Rosemary is always the main one lah, I would say, when it comes to hair care, because it has this it's been shown to support healthy hair follicles actually. Now, if you're looking at, you've changed your shampoo, you've changed your conditioner, and there Kavitha is telling you it takes 3 months for hair loss and growth for me to be able to see some difference, right? So this is another simple spray you can make. This has been done in my team for quite a few years now. It's a very simple, easy spray to make. You need rosemary, cedarwood, lavender, and clary sage. In a 30 ml spray bottle, you can use a glass spray bottle if you're worried that it may break or fall. You can use plastic, but ensure that the plastic type is number 1 or number 2. You can look at the base of the plastic, the container, there will be a triangle, number 1 or 2. These are the plastic material or grade that is suitable to be used with essential oils, right? Not all plastic types can be used. Again, very easy. All you do is mix them up. And once you have washed your hair, washing your hair is important because we need the scalp to be clean. If not, whatever you spray on also doesn't really get absorbed. You can spray on and just tap on your hair and leave it on and just keep doing it for about 3 months. Before you start, it's always good to take a photo first. Maybe you take a photo and then you can see before and after. If not, you look at yourself every day, you can't really see the improvement, right? So this is a nice one to have. This is another recipe I found, something that would be nice to do probably once a week. So you can get rolled oats. Most of our homes, we have oats. Fine brown sugar. This has to be fine because bigger particles will damage the scalp. We don't want to be rubbing coarse materials on your scalp because it's delicate. Fine brown sugar, fractionated coconut oil is the carrier oil, and 4 drops of tea tree. Okay, you can mix it well and apply it on your wet scalp and massage gently 1 to 2 minutes. This is sort of a scrub for your scalp. Try once a week would be good. If you're doing this, you can also do your face scrub that you may have on your own, 1 for scalp and 1 for face, and shampoo off after 1 to 2 minutes. Also good for those who are having dry, dandruff, flaky, itchy scalp. This would be a good one to try. Okay. Now the next one is this is another one. I thought this was also good. You can use again carrier oil, honey, good honey. Please use good honey. Raw honey would be good. Mix it up, warm it and mix it up. Add 2 drops of rosemary and peppermint essential oil. And then this is a very nice calming spa-like treatment you can do at home lah. Okay, and leave it on for 20 or 30 minutes. You may want to put a towel over if you cannot be spending 20 to 30 minutes in the toilet. And you need to be out, right? So you can do that and then you can shampoo off. This is a nice one to have. The other 2 recipes here I have, also good to have if you are using a lot of styling products. You find that if you're using hairspray, hair gel, over a period of time, they tend to leave a residue over your hair and also your scalp. So you may want to try this. For those of you who are in already with doTERRA, you may have received your grapefruit essential oil free this month. If you have, then you can use it with these recipes. Natural shampoo is there with 1 drop of grapefruit. Massage on fingertips with your massage on your scalp with your fingertips gently. Do not scrape your scalp with your fingernails. You know, many times you go to hair salons and the shampoo, they will scrape your scalp. It damages the scalp because the scalp is very sensitive. So always use only fingertips to massage. Do not scrape, do not damage the surface of your scalp. Okay, and rinse off. The other one here is for hair growth, also again using grapefruit. You may want to try and see whether that is useful for you as well. For women, like I mentioned, because we are more hormonal. We need hormone support a lot of times as early as when we start menstruating. We go through our menstrual cycle every month until we reach menopause. So supporting the hormones are important as well, especially when you are heading towards perimenopause, because this is when your estrogen and progesterone balance will be a bit off. And with um, the current modern era, I would say we are more of excess estrogen. We call it xenoestrogens coming in from the products that you use, from the plastic containers that we use, from the food that we eat, with hormones inside. So women at this age, the 40s and 50s, are battling excess estrogen, right? So when we want to be able to clean out and balance the hormones, of course, we have to look into cleaning out all those toxins from our personal care, eating well, and changing other things. Even the cleaning products in your home all affect hormones. Xenoestrogens, you can look that up. You'll be surprised at the amount of things that affect our hormones that we didn't even know. Okay, so a simple way to support in other forms is to use an essential oil blend. Claricum is a must-have. I'm not sure how many of you use it here, but I love it. I swear by using by it, it helps to regulate the menstrual cycle. It's already a combination of these oils inside. So all you have to do is dilute it with a carrier oil and apply it at the lower abdomen, the inner wrist, and your inner ankle. This beautiful blend not just supports hormone balancing, bringing the estrogen and progesterone back to a bit of balance, it also helps with managing your stress, which, if not managed, will also lead to hormone imbalance. So you see, it's quite a vicious cycle that we have. We just need to be able to balance things as well as we can. So this is a must-have, I would say, for all women when you're looking at hormones and stress. The other issue that we do not pay enough attention is sleep. How many of you invest in sleep, meaning you get to bed roughly about the same time every day? Maybe by 11, 10 to 11, you are in bed. You maintain a good sleep cycle. When you find that you don't sleep well, people say, I want my me time lah. I want to sleep late after my children go to bed only I sleep. Well, you are actually jeopardizing your health, not just in terms of your hormones, in terms of stress, in terms of repair, in terms of rejuvenation, in terms of anti-aging, your hair also suffers. Because when you don't get to bed on time and you don't sleep well, you find that the protein synthesis for hair is hampered. That's why you find your hair is thinning. It's not as thick as it used to be. You find that hair loss is a lot more. And when you are continuously skimping on sleep, you find that your hormones go out of balance, your stress levels don't get good control, the vicious cycle goes round and round and round. So the first thing to start off with is to invest in your sleep. If you are already used to sleeping very late, like there are some who tell me, I'm already used to sleeping at this time, how to sleep earlier? Well, start training yourself to sleep 10 minutes earlier every week. For example, if you go to bed at midnight, you're already used to sleeping at midnight. I cannot suddenly say go to sleep at 10 o'clock. My body will not sleep. It's not used to it, right? So for midnight, maybe you sleep at 11:50 for 1 week, 10 minutes only. Okay, 1 week. The second week, 11:40, another 10 minutes. This is how you gradually move your time. Get your body used to it. It's the same concept you use when you want to wake up early. If you tell me from 7 a.m. to wake up at 5 a.m., I've tried it. I just snooze and sleep. Okay, so what I did was to cut back 10 minutes every week until I can get up at 5 a.m. and feel like, hey, it's normal, right? It's a matter of getting used to. Whether you want it or not, that's up to you. But how can we induce that sleep? You want to fall asleep within half an hour. Most women cannot fall asleep within half an hour because the brain is still thinking of a lot of things, right? what I didn't do today, what made me angry today, what I didn't complete today, what I have to do tomorrow, and what's going to happen the week after, and all the worries and all the regrets. So half an hour still cannot sleep, even though very tired, very stressed out. Hormones, the stress hormones are on the high side. Number two, you fall asleep, but you wake up frequently. Okay, maybe it's the tap leaking, maybe it's the dog barking, or maybe you just wake up and then, I cannot sleep already, right? Okay, and then you find that sometimes it's your bladder. You wake up more than once to urinate. This can be an issue as well. And finally, when you wake up, you find that I didn't sleep, I don't feel rested, I don't feel good, right? So when you want to induce support sleep, you can use essential oils because they help to give your brain a sort, esok malam nak masak apa exactly. I kena fikir esok petang nak masak apa. That's the thing, lunch, dinner, lunch, dinner. We know lah, as mothers, that's the main thing in our head, right? So you want to induce yourself to sleep. Number one is get a diffuser. Start your diffuser half an hour before you go to bed. Choose oils that you love. Maybe it's lavender, because lavender, for most people, it induces sleep. But for others, it may keep them awake. So again, for most normal people, you fall asleep. If you're the unique type, lavender keep you awake. But only when you try, you know. Okay. There are other blends like lavender peace, or you can try frankincense with lavender, cedarwood, bergamot, oils that are calming and soothing. Uh, this is not something that happens immediately. You see, because it takes time for your body to recognize that lavender cannot. Your eyes are wide awake. I mean, yes. So you're not a lavender person for sleep. There will be other oils, maybe the woody grounding ones like cedarwood, frankincense, vetiver, to tell your brain it's time to sleep. It goes into your brain. It sort of balances the hormones. And of course, don't jeopardize and sabotage your efforts by being on social media at night. Try to keep your phone away at least half an hour or 1 hour before you go to bed. Try not to consume caffeinated foods, drinks towards the evening. It may be fine when you're in your 20s, maybe, but once you are, as you age, your body changes. You find that now that coffee or tea at 5 p.m., the caffeine is still circulating in your blood. So even though you're tired, tak boleh nak tidur. So try to reduce or eliminate that, right? So as you are sleeping, you find that the deep sleep is attained. It's not the quantity of how many hours. If you have those smart watches that most people are wearing these days, it gets to basically track how much of deep sleep you are enjoying at night. Once you enjoy deep sleep, that 2 to 3 hours of deep sleep you wake up feeling like you had the best sleep in your life. Okay, this is what most people tell me. I don't have a smartwatch, but I wake up and I know I feel good. That means I've slept well. If I wake up and I don't feel like I rested, means I didn't sleep well. Okay, only you know lah. Okay, your body only you know. If you find that you're frequently waking up to pee at night, even though you are not diabetic, you have watched your caffeine level, you have watched the water intake before going to bed. This is a roller that works very well for most of our ladies. Cypress and juniper, 5 drops in a 10 ml roller, topped up with fractionated coconut oil. It supports bladder function. Apply it at the lower abdomen before you go to bed. This helps. It works. Try it. Okay. So this is the end of my session on hair, how you can support your hair naturally. If you are not yet a doTERRA member and you'd be keen to invite natural solutions into your home, these are some of the value for money sets that are available this month. There's free oils this month, which is not always available. Okay, the diffuser is almost free with all of the sets because diffusing is the easiest way to support stress, to support focus, to support sleep, to cleanse the air, to support the immune system, because we all have to breathe, right? So why not you breathe something that is beneficial to you without chemicals, without fragrances, that's going to help your body in a good manner. So we have the My First Kit, 6 oils there. These are all 15 ml, 250 drops. Okay, with a pebble diffuser and a carrier oil, which is a fractionated coconut oil. And for this month, you get 2 additional oils, wild orange and lemon. These oils are edible. Not all doTERRA oils are edible, but these are edible. For ladies especially, it's very supportive of detoxification. It's supportive for the immune system. It's supportive for the digestive system. And if you're always craving for things that you're not supposed to eat, you're always caving into cravings, these 2 oils will help you. Will guide you on how to use them. The second one is a starter kit with other oils that are there. When you get these oils from us, you'll be guided on how to use them because they are new. You may not know what to do, how to do, what to use. You will be guided, right? So starter kit is there, 600 plus as well. If you have a family, these are the 2 kits I would highly recommend because they cover 90% of your family health challenges, which include the current season that's happening for 2.5 years, which is morphing into another season now. Okay, so the immune support, very important, especially for all ages. We are looking at digestive support, sleep, stress, aches and pains, healthy cells, all that you can think of, all there. Instead of feeling hopeless in these times where some of even the common medications are no more in stock in pharmacies, you have something at home that can help. So why not use that first, right? So the family kit are 5 ml oils, 5 ml bottles, 85 drops. Free the 15 ml bottle, yeah? Lemon and wild orange both are 15 ml, 250 drops. If you have that extra cash and you want something of better value for your money, you can go for the home essential kit, which are all 15 ml, 250 drops. You can see the 3 times the volume at a fraction of the price extra. So this is better value and you get 3 oils free, including doTERRA On Guard, which is a must-have blend. I would say it's the immune supportive blend that has helped so many of us throughout the 3 years that we've been going through whatever that we are going through right now lah. Okay, so this is what we have. If you have other issues that you need help with that I've not covered, of course, today, because today is about hair, you can always reach out to me or the person who invited you into this session. I open up now to questions and answers, or if you'd like to share any of the oils you have used for your hair, please do so. I know some of you have used oils here for your hair, so if you'd like to type or chat, go ahead.